syncing, and I'm not wearing a Big Bird costume.
You're no Manila.
Welcome back, you guys.
You're no Manila.
So I hope you had good lunch or dinner or snack or bathroom break or whatever. But we're back, part 2. Now we are gonna talk about our beloved RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Gothy Kendall. Gothy Kendall. Gothy Kendall.
Okay, so just a quick recap of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Tina Mandela went home last week. And who won? Lawrence Chaney won.
Chaney. His second repeater badge.
No, it's the first one. It's her first one.
I thought it was the second.
No, because that was her first one. It was the Fashion Frenemies, remember? Yeah, so moving on to this episode, Ginny was really like cracking on Lawrence because Lawrence wanted to say something, but I'm like, can you like shut up? People want to say something. Like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think because Ginny was on the bottom in the last episode, it kind of rattled her.
Yeah. She was rattled a little.
Yeah. So it's I don't blame her. Shit.
She was off her A game a little.
Yeah.
Or her B game.
But at least she rose to the occasion and accepted the challenge from Ru to be sexy.
Yeah, she did. She rose to that challenge.
Yeah. But had her dress it was a little bit more tight fitting, it probably would have landed her.
She needed a belt or something.
It probably would have landed her safe.
Yeah.
You know. So moving on to the mini challenge. Oh, sorry, I hit the burp.
What was the mini challenge?
What was the mini challenge?
I don't remember what the mini challenge was.
Okay, hang on. Let's double check this.
Did they have a mini challenge?
They had a mini challenge. They had a mini challenge.
Oh, it was the pastries.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
British Fake Off.
Yes.
So when they had to improvise, you know, and most of them rose to the occasion.
You know, the only one I remember from that is Tia.
Oh, because of her crawling?
Yeah. That was the only one I remember.
Ooh, speaking of Tia, let's go back a little and talk about Taze being really salty that Tia is safe and as Tina went home. Like,
yes.
Ooh, girl! Just because she's basic, her fashion is basic, and her fashion is not a part to yours.
But she is a performer, and she's showing she can perform.
Exactly. That's how she edged Astina.
Yeah.
Because Astina was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this song, but I'm gonna do this song, and you know, Tia was like, I'm gonna do this song, I'm gonna lip sync, and I'm gonna perform the heck out of this song.
Or perform it.
Yeah. So.
And I mean, that's one of the things with a lot of the girls is they don't necessarily do well in the challenge, but they can save themselves on the lip sync.
Exactly. So. You know.
And really, when it comes down to it, if you're in the bottom, you better hope to God you can lip sync so you can save yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so it was the fake off baking challenge thingy of selling their pastries.
Their pastries. Yeah, so the only one I really remember on that one was Bimini. Because her humor was so different from the others.
Yeah.
You know, everybody went for the well, except for Ellie Diamond, who bombed in that challenge.
Yeah.
Everybody went for, you know, the filthy thing, for the filthy route.
The filthy route.
But you know, because Rue's challenge was, you know, take me to your fake ecstasy, basically.
Yeah.
And Bimini's one is so different because she made fun of Brexit.
Yeah.
And I think that was brilliant. That was really brilliant, and it was awesome. And then Taste was like, ooh, okay, like you just put the pastry up your ass and then you call it a day.
Pretty much.
Like, but I did like Lawrence's too. Like, bro, you've been saying this wrong. You keep calling it eclair, but it was made by my pal Claire, so it's her Claire. So yeah, that was fun. With smudge of chocolate. Ooh, that was chocolate. So you can tell that that Lawrence is rising up to the occasion of being the funny queen.
Yes.
And the fashion queen.
She's definitely the comedy queen of her season. And she's
yes.
definitely the fashion queen.
Yeah. A different kind of fashion. Like,
yeah.
Her fashion is marching to the beat of her own drum.
Yeah.
It's not conforming to
traditional.
What Taste or Astina would call fashion. Even Bimini, you know.
Still, it's very fashion.
It's very fashion. So, Bimini won that challenge. And as the winner of that challenge, she gets to assign roles for the new morning chat show called Morning Glory.
Not Morning Glory Hole.
Not because that would be bad, according to Lorraine Kelly.
Yeah.
But Morning Glory. So there are pairs. The hosts were Bimini, and she chose Tace as one of the hosts. But here's what I'm gonna say though. These girls are very different from the US girls. That when it comes to challenges like this, where you have to assign roles, they listen to each and every person's case and why they wanna play this role. It wasn't like, okay, you're gonna play this role, you can play this role. Okay, I don't care what I don't care if you don't want it, you're gonna play that role. You know. So
it doesn't always work out if two people are fighting for the same role. Someone has to bow down, but they try and be a little bit more diplomatic in their choosing.
Yeah. And we saw that in the Rusical when Veronica fought to play that role, and obviously she excelled, and you know, so she even won the challenge. She got a repeater badge. So and then the Essex Queens, okay, I'm gonna skip the Essex until towards the end, and then the Goth Queens were paired, Veronica and Sister, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. And then the Dragony nieces, which are, you know, the Agony aunts, were the Scots. They sort of kind of picked it.
Yeah. And
there was no other no fighting about it. That when the Scots say, yeah, we want it, you give it to them.
Give it to them. I like that the Scots have kind of paired up together.
Yes.
They work well together.
They work well together. You can tell even in last week's episode. Yeah. And then let's go for the Essex, because I have a lot to say about that. There's Ahura and Tia. They never really saw eye to eye during the course of this competition so far.
Yeah.
And when they gave Ahura that, Tia was like, I want to play an Essex girl too. I think it would be fun. It's like, ooh, this would be good. This would be,
and even though they don't get along together, they are able to put their differences aside
and for the challenge. And you know, so I mean, Ahura even say, you know, this could work in my favor, and she can give me pointers and outshine her, or she could totally outshine me.
Yeah.
And then, you know, of course, the Ahura shade it's Tia we're talking about here.
Yeah.
You know, so she's not gonna really outshine me. So that was that, and then there was Ginny, who worked by herself as the hippie weather reporter.
Yeah.
And we got to the start of Morning Glory. I'm gonna keep saying that with that accent now because of Lorraine Kelly. The hosts, you know, Bimini, who looked gorgeous in that black suit and skirt, and then that wig was gorgeous too. That pink wig. And then there was Taze, who was wearing a power suit, and they're the drunk hosts, you know. And they really camped it up. Like,
for some reason, when you do a talk show, you got to do drunk hosts.
Why not, right?
It's just you got to do it, you know.
Yeah. And it was fun. It was hilarious. Yeah. It was like, what the fuck? What the hell is going on? Like, ooh, their host? Oh, I want to be a member of that group. Like,
be on their show.
Exactly, especially Slut Drops. Woo! You know, and then they went to the party planners, who were the goths, with Sister and Veronica McQueen.
Sister was very against because she doesn't
do well in I think because she is gravitating more towards Ginny, because they already have a working relationship from last episode.
But she also thinks that Veronica isn't up to the acting challenge.
But what she has to realize is that she is an actor.
Yeah.
You know, Veronica is an actor.
Yeah.
However, I can totally relate with Veronica that even if you're an actor, you know, coming up with jokes is just not.
Improv isn't for all actors.
Yeah. It's not for me.
A lot of actors do better with the scripted material. They can't necessarily think on their feet to. That would be me.
Yeah, I would rather read a script, interpret the script, and then make it my own.
Yeah, I'd rather improv.
Yeah, and with improv is basically you create a character from out of nowhere, and for other actors that's hard, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So it is for me. It's hard, at least.
Yeah.
You know, but for some people, they have the talent. Go for it.
Yeah.
But what I saw was, because Sister was already like, oh, I don't want to work with Veronica, blah 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 blah. She already gave up even before they had the chance to work it out. You know, the thing about working with other people, especially with a specific scene, is that you work it out together. You create the scene. The scene is, however, in this case, the scene is already given to you. You just got to make sure that you guys are on the same page.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to think about it, there was what's her name? Valentina and Nina Bonina Brown.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a script. They went all improv. Yes, the final product wasn't great, but they were on the same page.
Yeah.
So, you know, something like that, if you really want to excel, it doesn't matter if you like the other person that you're working with in the same scene, and you have to do it. You guys have to be in the same page
and use your differences to bring the scene.
I mean, come on, it's goth.
Yeah. They could have definitely done a lot better than they did in the challenge.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that was just because she went in not wanting to work with
Yeah, and she's just waiting for her turn, basically.
Yeah.
And that's a lot more improvisation. There's really not a lot of script reading from the teleprompter.
Yeah.
You know, so that was their failure. Was they were not on the same page.
Yeah.
Had they were, it probably would have been resulted differently.
Because there's so much you could have done with goth party planners.
Exactly.
Even just putting the goth girls out of their comfort zone and having them decorating with like pink or something like that. Or
exactly.
Trying to be, you know, more uppity when clearly they're not, kind of a thing. Like,
exactly.
You could have done a lot of comedy with that.
That is so true. That is so true.
Yeah.
And then let's move on to the Essex Girls. Oh my God, they gave me life. It's like, obviously Ahura knows Essex,
Yeah.
because she changed her look. Tia, on the other hand, as she said last episode, whether you give me 15 minutes or 2 hours, I still look the same.
Still look the same.
However, she got the essence of Essex,
Yeah.
with big tits and big personality.
Personality and the hair and just...
Well, her hair was okay. It wasn't big.
But it was, you know... And she nailed the look.
She did, but not as much as Ahura.
Yeah.
And Ahura blossomed in this challenge.
And again, two girls who don't get along, but they use their differences to make the challenge, to rise to the challenge, versus just kind of having it be a hindrance to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Grejazzle? Their product, the plain panties, and then instead of gluing the gravel, the bedazzled gravel, they just put Scotch tape or masking or packing tape
or something.
And the way that they played it, it was like so well done.
Yeah.
And then when they found glitters, I'm like, oh my God, ooh, glitter and tits, yay!
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it was so much fun to watch. I mean, even Veronica was like, who would have thought that Ahura would be good in improvisation?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And the cringe of this challenge was Ginny. Ginny knows improv.
Yeah.
Whatever was thrown at her, stuffed animals,
Literally.
water, like literally thrown at her, she
made it work.
And she never lost her character. However, what was the weather?
I don't remember.
Exactly. There was no weather. That was her downfall, is that she did not report the weather.
Yeah.
She could have still done, you know, everything that was thrown at her, incorporate that with the weather that she's reporting.
Yeah.
But there is no weather.
There's no weather.
Yeah. So, unfortunately,
yeah.
You know, but overall, the TV show was fun to watch.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cringe moment that every girl was like
It
bad.
wasn't like when the US did their news show where it was just like, oh, this is horrible to watch. Their newscaster stuff. This was fun.
Like season 3.
Yeah, this was a fun one to watch.
Yeah. So let's move on to the runway. And the runway the category was monster mashup. So 2 different monsters combined into one. Let's start with, who do you want to start with? Screw it. I'm going to start with Sister. Okay, she came out as a mummy, but that's it. With a tail.
Well, she had fur in there, right?
I know, but what's the other monster?
Something furry?
In blue?
Yeah. Maybe it's a British furry monster that we don't know about in the US.
Yeah, but she never really said it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one who would probably know what it was Lorraine and Alan, but Lorraine was like, I'm getting Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Sonic is not scary. Sonic is cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up next is Bimini Bon Blanche. Okay, when she came out, I'm like, ooh, she's giving homage to the vampires of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because every single vampire in that show, even in Angel, as soon as they turn into vampire, their forehead crunches, and it's just like that's how she painted it.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. But that was it. I was bored. I love my Bimini, but the hair was flat.
And then what else was just like a devil type thing?
Yes, so it was the devil.
Devil vampire.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that I really enjoyed.
It's like she spent so much time on the face and then just couldn't do much for the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Ahura. I'm like, okay, scary.
Yeah.
And then finally with the wig reveal,
Yeah.
that's when I got it. Oh,
Which everyone was like, had she not done the wig reveal, it just would have been total.
Yeah,
Meh.
exactly. So it was like, it's one of those things that it's brilliant when you think about it,
With the exposed brains.
but you have to think about it really hard to get what it is.
Yeah.
So, you know. And then there's, what's the question? The question remains.
Tea or coffee?
Yes. When she came out as a Gorgon Cleopatra voodoo person.
That was gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
The face. It was like Tia can paint.
Oh yeah.
That face was gorgeous.
I wasn't really paying attention because of the snakes, but okay, whatever.
But the face.
You know, from the neck down, I absolutely loved it because it was different tea of coffee.
Yeah.
But I cannot with the headdress because of the snakes.
Because of the snakes.
Yes. But yeah, it was beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
And then there's Ellie Diamond, Wicked Witch, and the Werewolf. I was what I got.
Yeah.
And I love that I love that Michelle was like, please tell me that's a prosthetic nose, because of the first episode of season 1 when she called the Vivian's nose as the queen is like prosthetic. Like so she had to make sure that it's prosthetic.
Yeah.
So, but it was okay. It was on the boring side.
Yeah.
It wasn't the usual Ellie that, you know.
It wasn't, you know. And it probably would have been hard for her to actually try and incorporate some fashion into a monster, but she probably could have found a way to do it because she is known for being more fashion forward. But it was, it wasn't a great look.
But somebody did incorporate fashion into this monster look. Look how brilliant Lawrence Chaney's was, with Sweeney Todd and Leatherface, and and it was beautiful, and the way that the reveal of the face that she cut off from her face, it was like,
that was awesome.
Ooh, that was awesome. You know, so as soon see, my thing is that as soon as I saw the blood spatter on the white with the apron, I'm like, ooh, Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, you know, it's inspired by Sweeney Todd and Leatherface. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I was right. I got it right away.
That was great. The whole face dripping down off her arm.
And then the apron was made of other people's skin.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And then there's Ginny. I didn't get Ginny's one. I know it's toxic waste.
Toxic waste, so like Toxic Avenger, but I don't know what it's mixed with.
Zombie.
Vampire, a zombie. Okay. I love though that she had the toxic waste symbol in her hair.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Aside from the fact that it's on her dress.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about her. Alan's question to her: why don't you ever wear heels? And now it makes sense, but please, come on, get off the Crocs.
Yeah.
I know you have fibromyalgia. It's painful.
Yeah.
But get off the Crocs.
Get off the Crocs.
It's not pretty. It's not cute.
Yeah.
You know. And then there's Taze. It's gorgeous. but boring. As I said, I'm still waiting for taste. I'm still bored. It was Bride of Frankenstein and Vampire.
Oh, okay.
And you wouldn't really know that there's a vampire in it until she opened her mouth and showed her fangs.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was just a Bride of Frankenstein. That's it. That was.
She didn't have the horns.
True.
She got rid of that wig.
Yeah. And then there's my queen Veronica with a pig, Medusa, snake.
That was awesome.
See, this is how you do Medusa without snakes.
Yeah.
It didn't look snaky to me. I was actually mesmerized.
Yeah.
And for you, okay, let me explain my fear of snakes. I'm deathly scared of snakes. Like, even in cartoons, I cannot. I can't. It's psychological, and when you have been exposed to snakes that almost killed you, no, you better run to the hills. Yeah, it's not. It will scar you for the rest of your life. So, you know, that's my issue with snakes. That's why even if it's a skeleton snake,
Still don't like it.
I still cannot. So, but yeah, that's how you do snakes without being snaky. Because even that one off the shoulder dress.
But tell me, was she a cold-hearted snake?
Just look into her eyes. You know, but that dress, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm speechless because I am in love with this. Every look that she gives us, I am in love, because you can tell how talented she is. You can tell that she's a front runner.
Yeah.
You know, so my top three, I actually don't have a top three. I only have top two. Lawrence and
Tia?
I said two, and Veronica. Those are my final two. Well, it used to be final three, but Joe Black is gone. Joey J. Joe Black is gone, so
yeah.
You know.
Well,
hopefully they bring her back somehow. But let's move on to the top queens. The top queens were Bimini, Ahura, and Lawrence. Do you agree?
Yes. Except Tia should have been in there as well.
Yeah, but unfortunately, though, she was overdone.
She was overshadowed.
She was overshadowed by Ahura.
Yeah.
And you know, Ahura with the squinty eye and the pouty lips, and I just had the plastic surgery. It's very Jersey.
Yeah.
You know, and Michelle Visage would know, because first, she's from Jersey. Second, she did some episodes in the British show Towie. So those are Essex Girls.
Yeah.
And firsthand, we saw how Essex is done or is represented with Cheryl Hole last season.
Yeah.
So, you know,
She is an Essex girl.
yeah. And then the bottom three, sister, Veronica, and who's the other one? Sister, Veronica, and Ginny. Do you agree?
Yeah. I don't know if Ginny should have been in the bottom, but yeah.
I think Tia should have been in the bottom.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I think it should have been Ellie.
Can you check? I think the flat back right tire is flat. Can you go out and check?
I think Ellie should have been in the bottom, just because she was boring. Oh, don't forget we're going to Pro City.
Alright, Pro City, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, her looks are a little, like, tiresome. She hasn't elevated anything up yet.
And in the challenge, she was once again overshadowed by the other Scott.
Yeah.
And the comedic timing wasn't there. Unlike Lawrence, who perfected the comedic timing, like, we're gonna get to the bottom of your problems.
Yeah. Ellie does great though with the looks, but she doesn't quite have the performing ability yet that goes with it. Whereas Lawrence has the looks and the performing ability, which is why Lawrence constantly is overshadowing Ellie.
Yeah.
But they do work well together.
That's true. You know, so, but they do work well together.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
it's something to consider, and to watch out for, because I think even though Lawrence, I'm getting confused with the two Scots. Even though Lawrence overshadows Ellie has something in there.
Yeah.
We've seen it firsthand with her fashion.
Yeah.
We've seen it. So
She'll get there. She's
oh
young.
yeah.
She's
I mean
only
she's 21. You know, so
These girls will pull it out of her.
oh yeah, definitely, especially Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know, but I think Ellie should have been in bottom because of her performance in the challenge, which is you know, a little bit boring.
Yeah.
Plus her runway look was blah.
Pedestrian.
Veronica should have been in the safe, but I understand why Veronica was there. You know, Veronica was not.
Because of the goth thing, it was a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, I don't know why Sister was blaming Veronica for her shortcomings. Like,
Because that's what people do. They blame others, especially when they have that overconfidence that Sister has.
yeah, but Sister doesn't come off as overconfident though. She comes off a little bit more subdued and timid, and it's
Yeah.
as she said, you know, she needs to come out of her shell a little bit
A
more.
little bit more.
Yeah. So, you know, how about that elimination?
So the what they're dubbing the Ben de la Creme of the UK, Ginny just basically was like, I can't compete against my sister. Whereas Ginny put it, I just simply stepped out of the room to have a cup of tea, and when I came back, everyone was gone.
Yeah.
She self-eliminated. She started out the number, and then she just walked off the stage, did her little exit moment, and it was kind of she couldn't bring herself to basically eliminate Sister with her performance. So she,
I think either or. I think she would have gone home no matter what against what we saw with. You going back on the freeway?
Isn't that the one that goes to Pearl City? That's the Pearl City one, isn't
Oh,
it?
well, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm back on the freeway.
Well, we can backtrack.
Okay. Take the next exit.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think no matter what, she would probably gone home because of what we saw how Sister did with that lip sync.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Jenny could have pulled out some amazing lip sync if she had her heart in it, but she didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, but you know, there's an interview that came out after from I can't remember what interview was it that
With Ginny.
yeah, with Ginny, and she explained that I was there to I came into competition not to win but to stir things up,
Yeah.
and I think I've done it And
Yeah.
you know, and I think Lawrence had kind of predicted it, that we've seen what Ginny can do, and we cannot see anything else.
Yeah. Now, so from what I've heard from Radio UK, this was the last episode pre-pandemic. Which means if the pandemic predictions are true, that was the last you also saw of Veronica Green.
Well, hello! Next time on RuPaul's Drag Race UK, they were kikiing, you know, trying to take in what just happened, and then because of the pandemic that's going on, we have to cease filming, but for now, sashay away.
Yeah.
Like, so even if you didn't hear that from Radio UK, you would have seen it.
Well, no, but the rumors that you heard is that Veronica Green can't come back into the competition. So yeah, this is the last. And the thing I saw on Radio UK was before I watched the episode. They had an interview talking about this is the last pre-pandemic episode. So my question is, maybe this isn't the last you see of Joe Black. What if they bring Joe Black in to the competition when Veronica has to step out?
Well, that's the rumors. That is the rumor.
That's the rumors?
Oh, we should have went that way. Yeah. But that's basically the rumor, and it's supposed to be Snatch Game.
So some are saying Estina went home because her Snatch Game person was too controversial.
Who?
No, it wasn't even someone that controversial. It was like Iggy Azalea or something like that. It was like some...
Oh, I know why. Oh yeah, Don Quixote's on here. So Iggy Azalea, let's talk about that, because why it's controversial. So Iggy Azalea had problems with some of the Ru girls. That's why it's kind of controversial.
So yeah, I think that's who they said she was going to come as, and because she looks like Iggy when she's just like made up and stuff. So that was why she was like, it was a natural choice for her to go with that character. But she also said, how do you make her funny? Because she's not a funny girl. Okay, so the right, yeah. Left.
Oh, this way.
Right. So yeah, so hopefully post-pandemic season 3 they can bring back Veronica.
Well, she from what I heard, the rumors are that she has an open invitation to season 3. That's why they started auditioning for season 3 girls already.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you know, I want her to win, because I think this is not her time to win. I think this is Lawrence's time to win.
They've also said when they came back from the break, you can tell a lot of the girls definitely made some progress. Like they took the time in lockdown to basically accelerate in their craft and came back stronger than they were in the first part of the season.
Oh, that Genki Sushi closed.
So it'll be interesting to see what is going to go down with post-pandemic lockdown coming back.
It should be. Yeah. It should be really interesting. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know how many months they were in lockdown before they were allowed to resume filming, but over here it's about 4 or 5 months.
God, can you imagine if they came back for filming and it was like they were doing it all via Zoom instead of actually in person?
That would be weird.
That would be horrible. Horrible.
That would be really weird. So,
but we did though get to see Ahura and Tia kind of talk things out and kind of share their dislike of each other, but how they're kind of getting to know each other a little better and why they dislike each other. And Ahura revealed that she doesn't have any drag friends. She doesn't have anyone really in the community, which is why she is the way she is. And
which is, you know,
even if you don't have a drag family, when you're performing drag, you gotta have your close-knit, you know, girlfriends.
Yeah, but as she said in the last episode, you know, she was blacklisted from the fashion community because she does drag, and she's kind of blacklisted from the drag community because she does, you know, fashion.
Which is stupid, because most drag queens.
It's hand in
Yeah,
hand.
like,
so, you know.
you gotta have fashion to be the drag queen, and a lot of them are designers and stuff. So
Yeah, but
maybe it's just a whore's attitude that got her blacklisted.
I wouldn't say so. I think there is a valid reason. I wouldn't think that it's her attitude per se.
It's her eyebrows.
A lot of queens nowadays don't have eyebrows. Just look at the Vivian. The beret is a fashion choice. So, you know, there is something. Yeah,
There's
definitely
more to the story than what she's letting on.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We might find out soon enough.
Yeah.
But you know, it's finally we saw a heart come out of Ahura when she just you know, she's telling the story, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
She can't contain her emotions. That she just started bawling out like that. And those are genuine emotions coming from hard queen. From a cold-hearted queen.
British people aren't known for showing emotions, so for her to break down,
that's something.
You know, it's real.
Yeah. So, it's kind of disheartening that the drag community where she is doesn't support her and doesn't want to be her friends. Because you should be sisters, you know. Going back to what I said earlier regarding Candy and Tamisha, it says everybody's human. Everybody have emotions, and when you push those emotions,
I think it would have been awesome if, going back to that, if Tamisha had been like, you know what, girl, you didn't have a good drag family. I'm adopting you as one of mine. You're gonna be Candy Amon now. I'm gonna take you under my wing and show you the ways, because Amon is Tamisha's a really good drag mother, and I think if Candy had a better drag family versus the ones that she's had, she probably would have.
But I wouldn't blame the drag family though.
Well, but they all seem to be kind of toxic in ways.
Well, it sounds more like a them problem, not a her problem.
Well, but she lets it influence her because she's so young.
Yeah. So, but you know, going back to Ahura, it's good to see an emotion finally come through those walls.
Yeah.
Now I'm just waiting for Taste to get me out of to show me that she's not boring.
Yeah.
Because really, I'm bored.
She needs to elevate her game a little. And hopefully during this lockdown, maybe she's taken some time to elevate.
Maybe. We shall see, you know. I mean, it's something.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah. I think that's what we all have, what we all have to say for this 2 episodes, you know, for this, you know, UK and season 13 so far. There's a lot of emotions
Are you
came out.
enjoying the second season of UK better than first season, or did you like first season better?
It's hard to compare them though, because in the first season, I never really had, you know, a favorite from the get-go.
Yeah.
This one, I had a favorite from first episode. I'm like, as soon as I saw all the girls, I'm like, Lawrence
is definitely a showrunner, and Lawrence definitely strikes me as one that even if she doesn't win the competition, she's made a name for herself, that people across the pond will all know who Lawrence is, and she will probably go on to do, much like Shangela, she will go on to do great things in her career.
Yeah.
Whether it's acting, whether it's fashion design, whether it's her makeup skills, like, she definitely will make a name for herself.
I mean, it's not like, you know, from in the first season, I didn't like anyone until I didn't root for anyone until the acting challenge, and that's like episode 2.
Yeah.
When Scaredy Cat went home.
Scaredy Cat.
You know?
Poor Scaredy Cat. She was scared.
You know. Oh, speaking of Veronica, I just found a YouTube video of her. What you saw in that rusical is nothing compared to what she can actually do. I'm gonna have him post the link in the comments. Click on it, and let me tell you, Davina.
Watch out.
No, Davina was one of the judges. And Davina enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Right.
So
we'll post it up.
Yeah, definitely we'll post it up.
We'll post up the links.
Yep. So that's all we have for today. Auf Wiedersehen. Aloha. Goodbye. Paalam. What else? What other language?
How do you say it in your language?
I just said paalam.
Oh. I didn't know it was your language. I don't know. You never speak it.
Sayonara.
There you go.
Yeah. Have a good day, guys. Peace out.